In this video today, I'm going to be showing you how to make perfect little hopper legs for your Schroeder's and Dave's hoppers. The things you're going to need to do this are going to be your pheasant tail, of course, a pair of scissors, whip finisher, brush on super glue, and then a piece of paper or cardboard. So what we're going to do to get started is we're going to start with our pheasant tail, and we want to pick a piece of pheasant tail that is nice and long. So usually that means down here near the base of the feather is where the longest fibers are. And I'm going to peel away about 5 or 6 of these fibers. You don't want to peel away any more than about 8. Any more than that and it gets too thick and too hard to handle. I'm going to pinch these fibers all the way down here at the base when I've torn them away from the feather. I got to be careful not to disturb or misalign these feathers. I want to pinch them all together. In my index finger and thumb, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to pinch it in my left index finger and thumb. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this clump, and at the same time I'm going to throw a loop in the clump of feathers. And then I'm going to pinch that loop in between my index finger and my thumb. I'll show it to you here again. So I just take the whole clump, I'm going to throw a loop, and I pinch it in between index finger and the thumb. Then I'm going to take the tips and I'm going to push them behind the loop and in the middle of the loop so that I can pick them through with my whip finisher. So all I do now is I just take the tip of the whip finisher and I'm just going to pick out the tips of the pheasant tail through the loop. Then before I let go, I'm going to grab the tips of the pheasant tail. Then you can let go and slowly pull down on the pheasant tail. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cinch this knot down towards the tips of the pheasant tail. Just like so. And I want it to be towards the tip, basically the back 30% of the feather. And then what you need to do is you need to super glue the tips. So you can see these tips are kind of all frazzled and frayed. That's because they're very fine tips and we have 5 or 6 of them. So what we need to do is get our piece of paper here and our brush on super glue. And all I'm going to do is just brush the tips of these feathers with the super glue. And what that's going to do is it's going to draw them all together, and it's also going to keep them together. Doesn't take much. I just use the brush to get them all to go together. There we go. And then you're going to want to let those dry, so you can use basically a clip or a pair of hackle pliers or something, and you're going to want to let those just dry, and you have a finished pair of hopper legs. And then once they are all dried, I'm going to just kind of speed up the process here. You are going to want to clip the back part of the legs. It's not going to be perfect from the get-go because what we have now is we have a leg, but the back half here is way too long. So what we're going to do is we're going to clip these. And I usually clip them so that they're about half an inch to a quarter of an inch. I don't usually want to make them too much longer than 3/4 of an inch. And then what we have is a finished hopper leg, and you can just crank them out and tie them all at once, and then you have ready-made hopper legs for your fly patterns. You can find all the materials to make your own hopper legs on our website, inlariffle.com.